Thank you so much for this warm welcome, and thank you, Reflections, for giving me this opportunity to meet you all here. I was asked to share about the inspiring journey that I've come through all these years. So maybe there is nothing like a like an extraordinarily unique way of life or something that I've been through. I'm I'm the only daughter of my parents, born to a middle-class family. My parents are both, government employees, and they have raised me in such a way that, like a typical, disciplined daughter, to be exact. That is the way they always wanted me to be. So, my childhood is completely uneventful because, being a single child, I was not actually supposed to go out, mingle with other children, play around. There's like I might fall down because I am the only child. I might fall down, and I was something like an overprotected child. So maybe my childhood is completely uneventful. I was not permitted to play in the mud, nothing like that. So it is completely a different, like a closed room kind of that is how I was brought up. And I had my graduation in business administration, and later my master's in business administration, and at the same time I was doing my postgraduate diploma in management also. That was on a distant mode, and I got married at a very young age. So when I was like 23 and a half, I got married, and by the age of 26, I was having handful of children. I have three kids by that time. So the eldest one and then the youngest one were twins. So that was a complete. I was completely lost because I've done my studies. I was good in my studies, and I actually before my first delivery, I got into a government job. I was the faculty in Institute of Management and Government, so that is a prestigious job. And by that time, I got pregnant again. So there was a lot of confusion. I couldn't take up my career on a serious note, and I had my responsibility of being a mom, and I felt that like I was a big failure. I'm not able to deliver my duties because I was completely confused. I never knew what to do, what not to do, how to take my career and my personal life together. And even the physical appearance, like having kids, 3 kids at a row. That means your body is completely gone. You hardly recognize yourself in the mirror, and that was a very tough time. And I was really worried, and I really never knew what to do. So it was during that time in 2005, with 3 kids in my hand, I decided to take up my UGC NET examination. And I had a real good time preparing for it, having my kids in my arms and all. So I was never very positive that I'll get through it. But my parents really wanted me to do the research work, so I really had to work hard to get it. And I got it with JRF. So that was a real achievement, and I never thought that, I could get that because, with the kids around, I was not able to concentrate on my studies, but I got through it. And then I realized that I can apply for IIM. So that was a real insight. So getting into IIMs is like a dream. You really cannot even dare to dream that you can go to IIM, because coming from a normal school, I'm not into this public school or anything. I'm just into a state syllabus school, so my language is maybe not that good as compared to DPS kids. So it was a real challenge. So I first applied to IIM Calicut. They generously refused to take me, saying that I am mother of 3 kids and my kids were too young, and it's not the right time for me to concentrate on my studies. Rather, I should concentrate more to my family. So that is what they have told me. And then I started applying to IIM Calcutta. So they called me up for the interview. It was a tremendous interview for 2 days. The entire I applied for the behavioral science, and the department they have interviewed me thoroughly for 2 days, and they really wanted to take me. Then I said no, because even in Calicut, this was the response they have given me. So I am a bit confused whether I should take this or not. But the faculty, they were so encouraging that they said, okay, we'll take care of your your personal, we'll give you maximum personal assistance you require. And they were very generous to give me a separate room in the hostel and family accommodation as well. So I could keep my family there because the kids were very small. So my family was in the family accommodation, and I could spend ample time in my hostel room with studies. So that was a real good experience. And IIM Calcutta actually paved a completely new world to me, because there I realized that it is not about how much you know about a subject. It's because the grading is like relative grading. So it doesn't make sense how much you know. It rather, when it comes to examination, it is about how much the others can know more than you, because the relative grading really matters. And I actually have joined not there for PGDM, I joined there for FPM, Fellowship in Management, where we have to be with the PGDM students. We have to complete that PGDM course, and then only we can go for the FPM course. So that was like a complete mix of students, the real genius of the countries. All the people were like brilliant people, they just crack every examination, and we have to compete with them. It was never easy. Even the language was a lot different. Maybe I could come up with a decent kind of a Hindi, but my English was not that really good. And the students over there, they started looking at me like an alien, because I was there with hands full of kids. Even because I cannot cook in my home, I don't get the time to cook in my home, so I have to take my kids to the canteen and I have to literally feed them. So people were thinking maybe I am just crazy, bringing the kids over here, and what is she trying to do? That was a real battle for me. It's a real battle for me, and I never wanted to give up. So I started working very hard. I started mingling with them. So initially it was not very easy to get into this, because being a Mallu, they always keep you aside. So getting into the northern North Indian students side, it really took a lot of effort. But yes, I could get into that. And I started working with them, because we have these assignments, group assignments. So when it comes to group assignments, there is always a lobbying. The Korean students, they will just pick, people who have some kind of a potential. And I was surprised to see that the class topper really picked me up to be in his group. So that actually gave a lot of leverage. Okay, then other people started looking, oh, okay, she has something. Because otherwise Ankit wouldn't take her. So that was something like a recognition, the first stage of recognition that I started getting in the campus. Then it was something like I understood that okay, I can do it. I have to believe in myself. That is what is required. Because if others can start believing in me, I need to believe in myself. I need to build up my confidence. And that was a time when I really started working hard, and I really had that fighting moment within me, because I decided, yes, I want to be in that cream. So there, there was a lot of the situation was completely different, because it is not just about academics. It is, they actually mentor you in such a way that you are going to be in the business world. And once you complete the course, you are going to be in the business world, and there are a lot of etiquettes that has to be maintained. You need to know how you have to behave there. So there are a lot of things that we need to, social etiquettes that we need to learn in order to survive. So that was a real learning experience for me, and actually that really boosted up a lot of confidence in me. So that after completing the PGDM for 2 years, we actually have the option whether to continue with the research work, or if required, we can also go for this campus placement and try to get a job. And fortunately or unfortunately, I opted to work because my kids were very young, and I didn't want them to miss their studies, because maybe I might take another 5 or 6 years doing my research there. Then by the time, the kids over there, they have to struggle with the Bengali, because in the kindergarten they have to learn Bengali. Even maths they have to learn through Bengali. So that was difficult, and I made the decision, okay, I want to take up the job. I think that was a brave decision, because from there on, I started my career in Cochin International Airport. There was this aviation academy that was launched there during that year, and I was a faculty there, and I was in charge of the training session also, for training for the airport staff also. So that was really good, and in a busy airport, seeing different kinds of people, training them, delivering lecture to the students. Students are like professionals, not this mere PG students. They are just professionals. So I realized that we have to really upgrade ourselves in order to be in that crowd. So the whole exercise of IAM and the job thereafter made me realize one thing: you have to be competent. You have to continuously revive yourself in order to survive. So it is a real fight. You are never enough of what you have. Okay, you cannot think that, okay, I'm done with my studies, okay, now there is nothing more, I can just relax and work. No, every day was a real fight, because if you want to mark your presence, it was inevitable that you have to make sure that your presence is felt. And later I was with NIT Calicut for a very short time as a faculty there, and then I was I got into Kannur International Airport as a HR manager. The thing is that I keep on hoping from the corporate side to the academic side, then back to the corporate side. Once I was with the Kannur Airport as the HR manager, then I wanted to I felt like completing my research work, because that is always, and my parents always used to say, you didn't complete your research, you have to take it up. So I have to come back to NIT Calicut. I joined there as a part-time researcher. So where I was teaching once, NIT Calicut, I joined as a faculty once, and after 1 year, I have to be in the campus as a student. So there, that actually makes a lot of difference, where you have been a faculty having a lot of control over the students and other things, and next year you are there as a student. While I'm in the student, it was difficult. I'm actually competing with a younger generation. So there is obviously the age. I'm always being with the younger generation. It was not easy, it's a challenge to be there. But being in Kannur International Airport, being with the politics and other issues, and the government intervention into each and everything, I've just made my mind, okay, I don't want to work anymore, because I had to travel a lot. My kids were there in Thrissur. I was posted in the head office in Trivandrum. Then I have to fly all the way to Kannur, because at that time the airport was not, the work was just started. So there was a lot of traveling, and my health was taking a toll, and it was very difficult. So I was just mechanically living. So no passion, I don't have time for my kids, I cannot go home, sit patiently with my kids. No, I was losing myself. I felt like I was losing myself. So what's the point in, moving on like this? So I really wanted to take a break, and obviously as, the family, the friends, everyone was saying, no, hold on, because this happens everywhere. but you have to be very patient and you have to go along with the crowd. So, but it was taking a like real mess on me, and actually my husband, who was my classmate also, so when I discussed with him, he said, okay, take a break, we can afford that. And then that was a time when I decided, okay, I'm going to quit the job. And then what? That was a real question. Then that was a time when after taking a break, I really wanted to go around, meet people, think about other possibilities, because we wanted to come up with something different, so we used to go to this geriatric care centers, old age homes. So that was another eye-opening visual for us, because when we started visiting them, we just wanted to see, because old age home was something that was coming up as a new phenomenon in Kerala, and we just wanted to know how it is working. There we started talking with people, and everyone was saying only one thing: we never lived our life. We were living for our family. My kids are now abroad. Now they're not taking care of me, and now here. So everywhere it is like complaining, saying that okay, the kids are not taking care. Some of them were not married, so they lived all their life for their family. But now they don't want them to be taken care of, so they have been taken into the old age home. It's not just a deprived center or something. It's a hi-fi setup. So then, that is a question. Okay, tomorrow this is what is going to happen to us also. Because, every time we are listening to the same story, we never live for ourselves. So what's the point? So how do we live for ourselves? That is a question, and no one knew the answer. So it was that time, we started thinking that how do we live? So are we living now? Or are we just alive? So that was a real question. So then, we wanted to, do something. So we started meeting these people regularly, talk to them. And we understand that at a geriatric level, what they want is that they want someone to listen to them. So that is a basic need. It's not about food, it's not about medicine, it's not about anything else, but they want someone as an active listener. So then how this is something that is going to happen in another 20 years time or 30 years time, we are going to be in the same stage. So how do we cope up with that? So then we wanted to do something, and we started traveling. We wanted to explore places, so we started going to beachside, we started going to small woods. And that is when we feel that okay, the moment we are into a place where we don't have this mobile access or net connection, we actually started feeling a lot of we feel peace with ourselves. So getting back to nature, that was something like something rejuvenating for us. When I say us, it is not just me and my husband, because we are classmates, and we 5 of our batchmates married each other. So that makes a lot of a pair of 10, pair of 5, 10 people. So we started moving around. We started taking vacations, and it was good. And everyone, not just me, everyone was feeling that pressure. Even the marriage, we were all of us immediately after completing our studies, we decided that okay, this is the person, the friend that we have in the college, this is the person that we want to spend our rest of the life with. And we all jumped up into marriage without thinking, without even listening to the parents whether they have a better option or not. We decided, because we listened only to our heart. So then it was a time when every relationship started having turbulence. So everything was in a mess. So that is the reason why we started to take up small journeys, just completely cut off from the rest of the world. We just want to be ourselves, because at that point of time when we actually cut ourselves from the rest of the world, we actually realize what we are. Because what was I? What was my passion? Do I love singing? Do I used to sing? Do I used to listen to music? Which was my favorite music? These are some things which we actually, forget in the, what you call, the walk of life. We keep on forgetting. So once we listen to an old, a song, one of our favorite songs, we are like 90s people. So when we listen to that, okay, that brings some kind of a memory. But these are memories that are fading off. And we never wanted that to happen. And then we our friends, we started regularly meeting. We wanted to do something different, and then we bought up a farmhouse, like a nutmeg farm. So, and we decided that it's near to a river, and we decided that okay, we are going to, once we take the retirement, we're going to be there, be with the nature. It's a completely serene location, and the nearby river is there. So we had a well there, so we can actually take a water from the well and drink it directly. It was so pure. So these are things that, okay, that was something like a surprise when we used to take our kids there, and when we asked them to drink it from the well, that was a real surprise. Oh, can we do that? Because they are only used to drinking from the mineral bottle. So that was a lot of difference, even the kids started enjoying it. So every time we had a break or a weekend break or something, we all used to gather there, stay in tents, just being there with enjoying the serenity of the location. So that was really inspiring. So then it was the COVID time, and we had absolutely nothing to do, and we were like, don't know what is in store for us. So how we are going to survive, how we are going to come out of it, what are we going to do after that? The health is going to get deteriorated, whether we are going to get infected. So all these were questions. And that it was that time then we were having the thoughts that okay, why not we do something, because that was a time, if you remember, that was a time when we started listening to the the bird singing, and we had the time to see what exactly the place looks like, how green the surroundings is. We started, even if it is a flat, we started growing vegetables in the grow bag. So that was a time when we all realized that okay, we can still do, even if what was missing was the time. We never had the time to do all these, so we can really do that. So we started taking it as a challenge. We started planting trees around us, planting small saplings. Even if it was an apartment where we stayed, we started making them grow in the grow bag, started having the vegetables down there. So it was actually making a lot of difference, and it was really feeling good. And that is important. So that was a time when we realized that okay, so we need to do something that is going to benefit people, because what we were actually feeling it through, how rejuvenating it was. So that is something that is required, because it had a healing effort. Whatever, when we started letting things go, when we were least bothered about the job, because we don't have that that job, job pressure was not there, and we never had a plan what exactly to do. Then it was a time then where we can actually start doing something that we really want to do. So if you want to plant you want to make up the garden, you're free to do it because you have ample time. And once you started doing that, you understood that okay, this is something that we can do it on a larger scale, because that is going to benefit a lot of us. And even the relationship issues which I was mentioning earlier, that was also actually coming down. See, nothing changed. Nothing actually changed. The relationships, other things, other issues, everything was there. But the thing is that we actually took the focus out from there, and we actually started our focus into something new. And when it comes to planting what is coming up with a garden or something, there is something that you are creating. You are a creator there, and you are seeing it growing up. You are seeing it blooming up, and actually that revives a lot. So then it was that time then we decided, okay, we'll go make it as a registered entity and we'll take it up, because at that point of time we were completely on full George. We wanted to do a lot of activities, because especially in Kerala we have a lot of Poromboku land, unidentified places, no one has the claim on it. So okay, it's a easy job. That's what we thought. Okay, we can, wherever we are seeing that place, we can actually come up with a planting drive or something like that. We'll do it, and we'll make sure that we have this self-help groups or something like that who is going to take care of it. So we thought it was very easy. Then we realized that it's not that easy, and you are not permitted to do anything in such places because without prior approval. And when it comes to approval, a piece of land, a part of it will be in charge by the like KRFB, part of it will be in charge by the KCB, part of it will be in charge by some other government organization. So there are a lot of stakeholders in a particular land. So we were completely confused, and we never knew whom to approach, what to do. We were coming up with a lot of josh, and we wanted to do it, and we couldn't do anything in the barren lands. We couldn't do anything because we are not permitted to do. Then it was easier to do it in education institutions, because every education institution, they will have a nature club or something. So we started associating with them. We started organizing seminars and workshops, made them aware, and made them understand the need of it, and we started doing it. Once we started doing it, we understood that it is only a normal kind of an activity which anyone will do. Maybe June 5th or any special day we'll plant a tree. No, that is not required. That is something it is not going to make any difference. The essence is not about planting a sapling. The essence is how you can relate yourself with the nature, how well you can align yourself with the nature. Because when we talk about wellness, wellness in the complete sense, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual wellness, when it comes to all of it, we need to feel aligned with the nature. So that is what is required. So when that is required, then how is it possible? Because lecturing is very easy, but making them someone understand the real lesson, they really have to feel it. What is the change that is going to bring? For that, they need to have these open senses. They need to change the perspective. It is not just a mere activity that they are doing. They're doing something. Being a creator. Feel that bliss of it, having the bliss of being a creator. So for that, you really need to change your perspective, and you have to come out of your comfort zone. You need to change your thinking pattern. You have to come up with a lot of behavioral changes, because everything we have, whatever we are doing, we are just living a mechanical life, and people don't want to change. So when we say that, okay, come to the nature and you will feel a lot of difference, what difference is it going to make? Just the same. A tree is a tree is a tree. What difference is it going to make? A flower is a flower. It might smell good, so who cares? No, that was a real challenge that we had, because making people realize, we started taking groups of people, we call it as a day in wood. We started taking people, especially women and children. We take them to the wood. We ask them to spend time with us. Just be in there. Just listen to the beauty of nature. Just listen to the voice. You never know when we are going to see some wild animals. So there is a fear factor, but at the same time, it is completely adventurous. And we go for this short trekking activities, soft trekking activities as well. So that was actually originating. And being women and children, women used to come because they don't want the children to be alone. So that's the reason why women started coming. But then they actually felt a lot relieved, because out from the household chores, taking a break from the regular office job, taking a day completely off and spending a day, just a day, not the night, just a day in woods, that actually started making a lot of difference. Then people really understood what we were trying to say. like when we say when we go for the soft trekking activities, we used to carry these seed balls, and they started planting it, and the next time, like maybe in the next month when they come, they just go there and see, okay, it's coming up, and that was actually good. And like that was how they started believing in us. And to be very honest, it is always difficult to like educate the adults in this regard, but it's very easy for the children, because like they actually understand, because even we go for these sections in kindergartens as well, where kids are like very encouraging. We actually give them saplings, and we make them their pets, like we have a dog or cat in your home where we name them. We started asking the kids to name the plants and start taking care of them, and it was really refreshing for them. They really started loving it, and along with that, like the etiquettes, like keeping your premises clean. It's a responsibility. Being a corporate, like a citizenship behavior has to be like implanted. So it was easier with the kids, because they will actually imbibe that like this essence, and they will start educating their parents. So it was actually making a lot of difference through the kids. It was actually making a lot of difference. Then like once we started doing it, people came to know about it, and we started a revolutionary change. Not very revolutionary, but for us it was a revolutionary task, because we started the beach cleanup drive. So we actually wanted to do only for a day, for the sake of it, but when we started doing it, people started coming up, and like voluntarily. We never knew who was coming up, but it was a voluntary activity, and who was walking in the beach, they all started coming up. And then we formed a group, and every month on the second Saturday we started doing it. It is in the Whaley beach. So we actually took up a strip of like beachside seashore, and we started doing it. And the vendors there and other people were like laughing. Okay, what the hell are they doing? Like some women are coming up there, and they are doing all this, and they're just keeping it. And we make sure that the debris is collected by the corporation. So when it became a regular activity over a year, even the vendors started supporting us. The next time, like they felt like keeping the trash out, they will think, no, these people are doing something. We should at least, even if we are not doing it, we should actually help them, because the Trivandrum Corporation is completely against keeping bins. Because the philosophy being, if you keep the bins, then it is going to get trashed up completely. So that policy is not there. So it was easier if the bins were kept. They just have to clean it up on a regular basis, but they will not do it. So that was a real challenge, because bins are not there. So what was challenging was that like people had that habit of consuming something and keeping the trash there itself. So there the real challenge was that like the behavior pattern has to be changed. So we cannot educate them, because these are the general public. What can we do? Can we go and tell them, no, don't do this, it is not good for the environment? We cannot do that. Only thing is that every time they do it, we just pick it up from there itself. Then every time they see it, then the next time when they come to the seashore, they carry a bag, so that they make sure that they don't litter it there, they take it home and dispose it safely. So these are the like small steps. It is not a big step or anything. It's a smaller things that we actually do, that actually people see, that actually people witness, and they understand what we are trying to do through our regular practice. So it is not about preaching or doing a seminar or conference or workshop. No, we are actually practicing it, and people are actually seeing it. Every time they see it, they realize that okay, they are doing something good. Okay, even if we cannot do something, let's not litter it there. So that was a like a behavioral shift, that change that people started thinking. So next time if we are missing it for a week, then that local people will call us up and say, why you are not here this week, what happened? So So that was like a common responsibility. People started understanding it, and it is like a common responsibility. And now we are very happy that the government has empaneled us as an environmental NGO, and we have started a platform with the district administrative system, that is a Sampurna platform and Samyukta platform, where the corporates, the government departments, the district administrative system, the NGOs, all are coming together in the single platform, and we are taking them activities, mostly the CER activities that we are undertaking it. And corporates are also very generous in coming up with the CER funds in doing these activities. And we are very happy that recently we are having we are going to have a talk with ISRO in this regard, and they would really want to partner with us in their environmental activities. So that is a real achievement, because out of nowhere, we are not a few women who wanted to do something, but we couldn't do anything because who cares? No one cares. So unless and until, so it was a real task to make people notice what we are doing, make the government understand what we are doing. So that was a real change. So we were like a silent warrior, fighting continuously, doing our duty continuously without any break. And then people started recognizing it, the government started recognizing it, and now it is on an organized segment. So that is how We Grow Foundation has evolved and emerged over years. So we are very happy with it. So when we talk about when I came here, seeing these cubicles, and I really feel completely disheartened, to be very very honest, because I cannot survive in such an environment. I feel caged. So I really feel that we are all alive. We are doing our duties. We are all employed. The thing is that we don't have the courage to come out of this. We need to ask ourselves, whether we are just alive or are we living. It's one short life. You never know what is going to happen the next second. But have you seen enough of the places where you wanted to go? Have you tried your favorite food? Have you tried anything and everything that your heart wished for? At least, do you even remember what really you wanted to do? That is a real question that we need to ask ourselves. So when we say about listening, we all have time to listen to others. We are all very good at advising others. Any person who comes to us, we definitely have a solution for them. But the problem is that do I realize what I am going through? Is it fair that what I am going through? Is there any remedy? The thing is that what we need to understand is that we only have control over ourselves. You don't have control over anything else in the environment, and no person, whoever be the relationship, your husband, your spouse, your kids, your parents, you don't have control over anything. And you cannot control their emotions, nothing. Only you can control yourself. Only you know what you want, what you desire. But do we really recognize what we really want? If we suddenly ask the question, which is your favorite song, will you be able to spell it out in the next second? Okay, this is my favorite song. We'll take a time. Which is my favorite song? Which time song was my favorite? So these are things which we need to realize. We are very active. We are very good listeners when it comes to others. But do we listen to ourselves? Do we talk to ourselves? Do you have time for ourselves? Self-love is not being selfish. Self-love is important because you need to take care of yourself. No one else is going to take care of us. So these are certain things that we all know. This is nothing new. Everyone knows that. These are all very common things. Everyone is very much aware of it. But we don't do it. And what we do is when what is the real issue? What is a problem? When we say that we are facing a problem, it's because we are not meeting up the expectations of others, or others are not meeting up with our expectations. So that's the gap where we feel that there is an issue, or there is a frustration or a problem. We actually keep the problem to ourselves. We don't take the problem out from ourselves. We keep it to ourselves, and we are very adamant. every day, like people start, when it comes to the corporate world, everyone starts saying that there's no work-life balance. What is work-life balance? Who is going to give you work-life balance? You have to find out your own balance in life. No one else is going to give it. If a corporate is hiring you and giving you good salary, they expect you to work like anything. The productivity has to shoot up. There is no compromise in that, and that's the reason why companies are paying us in high amounts. But balance, who is going to bring it? We have to find it ourselves. No one else is going to give you. No training session is going to help you. No counseling session is going to help you. We need to find it ourselves. So take time for yourself. So when I decided that I don't want to take up the job, I just wanted to resign when I was in the in a airport, upcoming new airport where the potential was very high. There was a lot of risk involved. Maybe even now my father keeps on telling, if you were there, you would have been the senior manager there. See how that place is down. So what? If you are losing something, you make sure that you are gaining something more. It is not about the job. It is not about the education you had. You have to have a continuous education or a continuous enhancement of knowledge. You need to keep yourself updated. You need to believe in yourself. If you start believing in yourself, you have the confidence to do whatever, you can take up challenges. If you have the confidence, and you have ample opportunities. You don't have to go behind any opportunities. Opportunities will find you. But only thing is that you need to update yourself, enhance your knowledge, keep yourself updated. Make sure you are a real fighter. You can be with any person. Many people quit their job, then they start taking up a new job. So how is it possible? So every time, if you want to take a break, people will not take the break because they don't want to miss that seniority that is going to come. If you're going to take a break for 1 year, then your seniority is going to get affected. So many thought process. So that is the reason why they don't take it up. But if you want to take a break, take a break. If you feel that you don't have that work-life balance, find your balance. After all, we all live for a very short period of time. So being yourself, feel that nature. Feel the nature. It is not about bringing in something into your office, but you need to go out to see what exactly is nature. So these are things we cannot talk. There's no point in talking, but the real essence is that you feel it. You start feeling it. I can actually feel that most of them are listening just for the sake of it, because this is that session, we are bound to hear it. We are hearing. It is not about the passive listening. Any person can come up with an inspiring journey, whatever. Every journey is inspiring. Every life is unique. There is nothing like a person is completely different from others. Everyone is on a same note. Only thing is that how we take up things, that makes a lot of difference. So when you say that I'm living for my family, I'm living for my kids, I'm earning for my kids, that once the kids reach your position, when they start questioning you, did we ask you to do it? No? Why are we burdening them with too much expectation? You don't live and you don't let others live. That shouldn't be that. Live yourself. Go to places where you want to go. Take a break. Refresh yourself. Find peace with yourself. Finding peace with yourself is very important, because that is the real point where you start understanding yourself. These are things you need to try it. At least you start doing it. Start living for yourself. Understand what is your priorities in life. Make yourself a priority, because no one else is going to make you as a priority. You have to keep yourself as a priority. I will seriously say that, like take a break, take the entire team to be in woods or somewhere, like completely cut out from the rest of the world.
Some of them were in the woods last weekend.
Great. But make sure you don't have your laptops or like mobiles, nothing.
Mobiles, they did.
And like in a corporate culture, there is this like working like the work doesn't get completed and you have to work overtime. What? No. Why do you want to work overtime? Use your time productively. That is enough. If you're not using your time productively, then that is the time when you have to do the overtime work. Are you doing it for the organization? Are you doing it for yourself? Don't know. So these are the like conflicts that happens within ourselves. We have a lot of problems in hands, and that is what we call as a stress. A stress is actually something that we create. It doesn't come on its own. We actually create it because of our overthinking. Once we understand that these are things which are in our control, which are only in our control, and we take complete control of our life, that's the time when we start living with confidence, and that is what is required. And that will actually keep away all this illness and like unhealthy living and everything that will actually completely vanish. So breathe good air, listen to like birds singing, try to come up with your own meditation. Taste it. You'll understand a lot of difference. Do it, and please take care of yourself, because that is very important. No one else is going to take care of you. So that is very important. And as I said, like there is nothing like like insightful journey or something like that. It's a very, very normal journey, but maybe like I'm happy that when I say that like I'm sitting here talking to you, it is only because like I came out of my comfort zone and I started like going to my passion. I just started doing what I really want to do, and like maybe there are a lot of hiccups in that journey, but yes, if I was in an airport as a manager, I would have been there. We would have never met. This is a great opportunity because I am actually meeting a lot of people and like talking to them. It really feels good. So thank you so much.
May I request you, ma'am, to please open this.
That's really cute. Thank you so much. Really nice. Yeah. Thank you.